Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. As you've probably noticed, I've got a bit of a new look. As I develop my first light craft business as well as my YouTube channel and everything else that's going on in the crafting world in this house, I thought I'd upgrade everything else as well, or some of the things anyway, or most of the things to be honest. So what I'm going to do in an upcoming video is I'm going to give you a bit of a tour and show you what I've done in my craft room and here as well in my recording area. But for now, we'll get on with the next project and we're going to make a 6x4 card. We're going to make a lattice front, or a partial lattice front, a lattice frame I suppose you'd call it. And we're going to put some embellishments over some of it, but all will become clear as we go along. So the first thing you need to do is cut yourself or use a ready-made 6x4 card, and on the front you also need a 6x4 mat, and all of these, as usual, all of these measurements will be in the description box below. Just click on the word more and everything you need will come up. So we're going to set that to one side. I'm going to keep it in shot, but I'm just going to pop it over there for a moment, because the next thing you need is your frame, and the frame is 2 by 5 inches like that, and you need to cut out a frame so that the frame measures 1/2 inch all the way around. And all I've done here is I've used very loosely an alcohol marker to coordinate with my paper and just hand drawn or hand coloured a frame. As you can see, it's not at all straight, but I didn't want it straight. I wanted it to look, as they say, organic. So you can use another piece of paper if you want to and cut a straighter frame, but I quite like these organic looking frames. They look much more natural. But if you want a nice precision one, then go for it. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to make a lattice on the back. So we're going to turn it over, and you need roughly 10 pieces of patterned card. And what I've done is I found a scrap. This is great for scraps. If you've got scraps, we've all got scraps, all crafters have got scraps. This is good for your scraps project. So just take, this was just an ordinary little square that I cut up. I haven't even measured it. I think they're about 1/4 inch wide, but I didn't even measure mine. I just cut them into what I thought would be a good size. But they're roughly 1/4 inch. But the length doesn't really matter, because you could even change this to make it fill the card. You could make a 6x4 frame and cut out a 1/2 inch frame and make the whole thing a lattice if you want to. So you could do that, but all we're going to do is make sure we've decided which side is the side we want to show, and we're going to put our lattice on next. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to use red runner tape. If you want to use glue you can, but be warned my friends, if you use glue at this stage it can be a touch messy. So if you don't mind the mess, then by all means go ahead and use glue, but I'm going to use my red runner tape, or you could use red liner tape if you wanted to, or double-sided tape. I'm running a bit short of double-sided tape, and I get mine from the works and they didn't have any this morning, so I shall have to use what I've got. It doesn't matter, I've got plenty of other stuff, so I'm not too bothered. Well, I'm not bothered at all, but they'll have some eventually. And what we're going to do, you just need to make sure, it doesn't really matter what length these are, I think they're about 3 or 4 inches, but all you need to do is make sure they're longer than the frame, because what we're going to do, make sure you put this the way you want it to look at the front, so with the wrong side facing you really. So I've cut 10. I don't know if we're going to use 10. I don't think we're going to need any more, so we'll just put this on there like that. We'll do this all together for those who might not have seen this process before. So, and it doesn't take very long. It's not one of these things that takes hours. It can take hours. It depends how big your frame needs to be. Well, it doesn't usually take hours, but it can take a bit of time. And then once you've got to that stage, that's why I decided to do it in real time. I've seen so many people on other channels and they whiz through it and they speed everything up, and you can't see what they've done. And to be honest, I find that rather annoying. I'd rather it take a bit longer so that I can see what they're doing, but that's just me. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. So what you need to do then is just run another strip of adhesive, whichever adhesive you're using, over the top, so that you've got that sticky part where your first layer of strips went. So you don't have to worry about that, because we're going to put another one on in a minute. So just do another strip like that, and then what we're going to do is pick up our strips and we're going to lay them the other way like that. So again, make sure for this part you've got the wrong side facing you, because we need to have it the correct side when we turn it over in a few minutes. Well, not even that, in a few seconds. So we're nearly done. So do you know what? I don't think, I did cut another one, but I don't think we're going to need it, so I'll set it aside. Maybe I'll use it for something else. You never know. Then what you do, turn it over so that it faces the front. Grab yourself a pair of scissors. And all we're going to do now, from the front so that you can see where it is, cut off the excess, the overhang. Cut off your overhang. You might find you get sticky scissors and you might have to just clean them a bit afterwards, but that's fine. So we're just going to do that, which is, I should have brought my other scissors over actually, but we'll manage. So we're just going to cut that off like that. Hang on. Let me just take this off, otherwise we will be here all day. Right, we'll see if we can go a bit faster. I won't speed the film up, but I'll see if I can just do this a little bit faster. Even with sticky scissors. Oh, we're getting there. It's coming off. So we'll just cut that off there. I should have brought my red scissors over, because they're better for this type of thing, but never mind. Well, we're winning there. And I think we're there. One tiny bit there. That's it, we're done. Right, now, once you've done that, because it's still very sticky on the other side, make sure you don't put that sticky side down on your work table, because you will never get it up again. So let me just very quickly sweep these bits to one side, just out of view, because we don't want them. You can keep them if you want and use them in a shaker card, but I'm actually going to put mine in the bin, which is on the other side of my studio at the moment. So what we need to do now is move all this debris. Let's just pop it out of the way for now. So if it goes on the floor, it goes on the floor. That's no real problem. So once more, we take our adhesive. If you wanted to, you could pop this bit up on foam tape or foam pads. But I actually want to keep it fairly flat because we're going to be adding some stuff on top. So once more, we put our adhesive, whichever we're using, round there. And especially if you're using this red runner tape or red liner tape, this will stick and you will not get it up, because the red liner tape and the red runner tape are permanent. So once these are down, they're not coming up. So just decide where you want it first. I think that's about right. And I'm going to stick that down like that. And already we have, oops, just knocked my pile of boxes, never mind. We have a very pretty card. Let's just sweep that to one side. And as you can see, I haven't put it down quite straight, but I'm not going to worry about that, because in my stash, this is one of these things you can use what you've got. You don't have to worry about going out and buying anything. But in my general craft drawer, as I'm calling it, I found these gorgeous, these are sticky self-adhesive. They look a bit like seals. They look like wax seals. They're not, they're polymer or plastic. But I found 3 that match my colour scheme. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to peel them off of the acetate backing. I got these from the works. And I think I don't want the lattice to be covered up, really. So I'm going to put that one about there. This lovely white one with the lilac flower, I'm going to put that one in the middle. And this one I'm going to put at the top. And because they're self-adhesive, you don't have to worry about adding any more extra adhesive, unless of course you want to. So that already is a very pretty card. Now if you wanted to, you can leave it like that, but I was actually going to I was thinking about adding a sentiment, and I've got 2 sentiments. They both say, well, one says happy birthday and the other one says birthday wishes. So I've got that one, and I haven't decided yet where I'm going to put them, or which one I'm going to use, I should say. So I might use that one actually and stick it, or place it, sorry, across there. That looks rather nice. My original thought was I was going to use that one, but it's going to cover too much of that. So I think we'll keep that for another day or for another project. And I think we're going to use this one. And I've got foam pads. I've got 3 foam pads on the back of here. And we're just going to very quickly remove the backing tape. And I'm going to put that. No, I think I like it down there. I wasn't going to originally. I originally wasn't going to cover any of the lattice, but I think we'll cover some of it. It doesn't matter. About there. Oh, I wonder if I can pull that up. Yes, I wanted it a bit more central than that. I wanted that to be in line with the edge of our border, our frame. Yes, that's where I wanted it. So there we go. There is our, I think we could call it a lattice front card, lattice frame card. What do you think we should call it? Let's call it a lattice frame card, shall we? Because it is or something like that. You'll see what it's called when it goes up. So there's our project for today. And when I come back on Monday, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you, and rather than giving you a project, I'll give you a look around at what I've done to my studio. Now I've got things on a more professional footing. I'll give you a look around. I'll take my video camera and I'll give you a guided tour of my studio. I haven't done that for a while. I did it all many years ago, or when I think it was the second year of my YouTube video or channel starting up, when it was called something different. And so I'll give you an updated tour of my studio and I'll show you what I've done. And that will be your Monday video. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. So whatever you've got, you don't have to go out and buy this type of embellishments or paper pack. You can use whatever you've got. And use your scraps. So this is great. If you've got scraps, use them. It's great for that. So we'll probably call it, I think we'll probably call it a lattice frame card, because it's not a lattice front card because it's not totally lattice. But there is a frame and there is lattice. So we'll call it a lattice frame card, I think. So there we go. There is our project for today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Being bank holiday in the UK, in the bank holiday, we usually get rain. So whatever you're doing and whatever the weather, I hope you have a wonderful, if you're celebrating the bank holiday, I wish you a happy Easter and a happy holiday. If you're not, enjoy whatever you do. And I will see you on Tuesday. I think I might have said Monday, but I should have said Tuesday, with a tour of my studio. And I'll see you then. And until then, take care everybody, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.